Good afternoon, Grade 1B. Right now, we're going to be reading the story Animal Bodies. And while we read it, we're going to practice a good reading comprehension strategy called Check for Understanding. We're going to stop to ask, who is this about? And we're going to stop to make sure that we understand what we're reading. And in this case, we're going to stop at the end of each page. Animal Bodies. This is a nonfiction book. I can tell that by the fact that there's photos and a table of contents. Bird, bear, snake, elephant. It tells us which page the information is found on. And in nonfiction books, we don't have to read the entire book. We can just go to a section that we're interested in. So if I only want to learn about elephants, I would just go to page 8 and read that information. At the back of a nonfiction book, there's often a glossary where it will give words and the definition. In this case, it's just saying or providing the word and then showing the picture of it. Fur, sting, scorpions can give stings, trunk. Okay, so it's a good idea to go to the glossary before you read the book. Nonfiction books also have photos in them, and they will have headings for sections that are being read. So the first heading is bird. Look at the desert. It is very big. This bird has strong wings. It can fly a long way in the desert. It is looking for food. This is a level 8 book. Here we can see the bird is flying. It looks like it could be a peregrine falcon. Let's make a connection. Many of you have falcons at home, so maybe you've seen your bird fly like this across the desert. Now, what did we learn? We learned that the bird has strong wings and that those strong wings allow it to fly a long way. We also learned that this bird is looking for food. Here we see a photo of a polar bear. Now, remembering the glossary, we know that the word for this is fur. Bear. Look at the snow. It is cold. This bear is not cold. It has thick fur. The bear can walk on the snow. Okay, so let's stop and check for understanding. The snow is cold. I've been also told that the bear is not cold even though the snow is cold because it has thick fur. And the bear can walk on the snow. Let's look at the picture of the snake. My goodness, it's trying to eat this big egg. Now, some of you might remember that I've mentioned before that snakes have jaws that can be unhinged, so it can open its mouth very wide. And then when it swallowed something that's bigger than itself, its jaw, when it comes back together, will hinge itself again. Okay, let's now read about snake. A snake has no hands. Look at this snake. It is going to eat this big egg. So we learned on this page the snake has no hands and that it can eat an egg that big. An egg that big. Wow. Now, let's look at what the elephant is doing to activate our schema. Elephant. This elephant is hot. It sucks up water in its trunk. I wonder what it's going to do with that water that's sucked up. Oh, look at that. Good way to cool down. The water goes on the elephant's back. The elephant drinks the water too. So here we learned, when I stopped to check for understanding, that the elephant is hot, that it can use its trunk to suck up water, and that water can then be sprayed on its back, and it can also then drink the water from the trunk. Camel. Let's look at the camel. It only has one hump. So this is a photo of a type of camel that lives here in Qatar because it has one hump. The desert is hot and dry. A camel has a hump on its back. The hump helps it to keep water in its body. So let's stop and check our understanding. We learned that the desert is hot and dry, and the camel's hump helps it to keep water in its body. And if we recall from previously learning about camels, we would remember that the hump has fat in it that can be turned into water, converted into water when the camel needs some. Okay? Lizard. Let's look at the pictures for the lizard. We see a lizard's head here with its eyes, and we see this on the ground. I wonder what that is. Wonder what that's going to be about. This lizard is little. It has to hide from bigger animals. So we learned on this page that this is a little lizard, even though the picture looks big. It's a picture of a little lizard, and it has to hide. The lizard hides on a rock. It looks like the rock. Can you see the lizard? So here is the lizard. Who remembers the word that we learned about what it means when an animal can hide itself? Camouflage, okay? The word is camouflage. Scorpion. I know there's scorpions here in Qatar, but so far I haven't seen one. This scorpion has a fat tail. The tail has a sting on the end. Look out for the scorpion. So I learned a couple of things on this page. I learned that the tail is fat and that this tail has a sting at the end of it. The end.